Today's topic of conversation: the worst 5 F1 2017 Grand Prix. Starting off at number 5 is the Austrian Grand Prix. Now, it was Valtteri Bottas' second win in F1, closely followed by Sebastian Vettel. There was a huge shunt in turn 1 caused by the torpedo Daniel Kvyat. In the closing laps as well, we had Ricciardo being chased down by Hamilton. But apart from that, an awful Grand Prix, like we'd seen in some of the previous races, a complete lack of overtakes, and that's why it takes 5th place in this list. No drama of real sorts, no huge collisions apart from turn 1, which saw Verstappen and Alonso out of the race, and really it was just a bonk standard Mercedes domination. Now we head on to the 4th worst Grand Prix of the season, slightly controversial maybe. It's the Japanese Grand Prix. Now, this was a huge turning point in the championship as it saw Sebastian Vettel fall out of the Grand Prix due to a faulty spark plug. Gutted he was, but apart from that, once again, a huge lack of overtakes, and I bet you couldn't remember that top 3 of Hamilton, Verstappen, Ricciardo. I bet you can't remember anything that happened in that Grand Prix. Maybe you might remember Ericsson just completely locking up and going straight in to the barriers just before you go under the bridge. But apart from that, a really forgettable Grand Prix. That's why it's number 4 on this list. Right, number 3, we're now getting on to the business end of this list. And in 3rd place, it's the Australian Grand Prix, the round opener. The new designs, the new regulations promised extreme racing, amazing overtakes, fastest cars ever. And did they live up to those high standards? In my opinion, no. Yes, we saw a Ferrari win. Yes, we saw a great fight between Ocon, Alonso and Hülkenberg. But that was it. The most infuriating race with Hamilton stuck behind Max Verstappen, and I know people don't like it. With Hamilton fanboys, I'm not a Hamilton fanboy. That'll be covered someday soon, I'm sure, of my favourite drivers. However, it was so painful to see Hamilton stuck behind the much slower Red Bull. And that's the only reason why the Ferrari won that race. It was generally because the Mercedes just could not pass. And apart from, like I say, that scrap with the McLaren, the Force India and the Renault, there was really nothing memorable from that race at all, and that's why it's 3rd place on this list. Another trash Grand Prix thanks to 2017. So as we move on to our runner-up, I'm sure you all know what's number 1 and 2, but what order have I put them in? And there you go, 2nd place, I've put the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Really disappointing season ender. The only reason it's number 2 is the fact that Valtteri Bottas won. It spiced it up a tiny little bit. It wasn't the same Hamilton-Vettel winning, and we did have that pretty decent scrap between Romain Grosjean and Lance Stroll. I really did appreciate that scrappage because the number 1 spot had 0 scrappages at all. So that's why Abu Dhabi takes 2nd, but 1st place. Is there any point in even announcing it? 1 overtake in the entire Grand Prix on track. The Russian Grand Prix, if you weren't sure. 1 overtake. It's an absolute joke. That can never ever happen again in the sport as far as I'm concerned. It's a disgrace to F1. It was Valtteri Bottas' first win, but that did not enough, or do enough, to save it from the worst race of 2017. There are definitely some honourable mentions that were not named on this list, but guys, what do you think was the worst race of 2017? Is there any races on there that I didn't put? Chuck them down in the comments below. My top 5 best races will hopefully be coming out in the next coming days. and on Monday it will be my 2018 predictions video. So guys, thanks for watching, like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.